wabarakatuh. Hello dear math students of grade 6. Today we would like to join in Miss Leah's class again in citizenship education. Okay, well, how are you today? Great. Wise class, Muad's class, Asma class and Fatimah class? Okay. Today we would like to continue our materials, but before our continue materials, Miss Lia would like to have review about the last materials. Do you still remember what is the last material? Great, the freedom of organization. Okay, why does Indonesia pay attention about the organization? What is the basis of the organization in Indonesia? Dasar utama dari mengapa ada organisasi di Indonesia? Can you understand? Yeah, because we know that from the article that everyone has the right to get freedom of association and to express the opinion, right? Jadi setiap orang itu memiliki kebebasan untuk apa? Untuk bekerja sama, untuk berasosiasi, dan untuk mengeluarkan pendapatnya. Well, now, because of this basis in Indonesia, so there are many organizations put in Indonesia. The smallest organization that we can see in your school is or are, do you know? Yeah, can you mention it in your school? Great. The first one, the smallest one, is the class organization, right? There is leader, secretary, treasurer. Organisasi kelas, struktur kelas. And the second one is school cooperation, kooperasi sekolah. And then school heart room, UKS. Next, youth, Red Cross, PMR, and many others. Now, do you still remember about the organization? So, Indonesia assured everyone can get freedom of organization. Well, dear math students, now let's move to our discussion today. It's related about the last material. In the organization has big relationship with togetherness. Jadi organisasi itu banyak atau erat kaitannya dengan sebuah kebersamaan. Here we would like to discuss more about the value of togetherness in the formulation of Pancasila. Jadi hari ini kita akan membahas tentang nilai-nilai kebersamaan yang terkandung dalam Pancasila. Well, dear math students, do you still remember about the founding fathers of Pancasila? Was Pancasila made by only one person? Of course not. There are so many people who discussed together to make Pancasila, right? So, in making Pancasila, there was a togetherness, kebersamaan. And the manifestation of togetherness is the deliberation or musyawarah. In this case, Miss Lia would like to mention about the value of togetherness in formulation of Pancasila. What are they? Number one is respecting other opinions. Do you know, dear math students, that everyone has the same right of delivering opinions? they have same position. So there are 6 steps how to respect other opinions. Number 1 is be polite. Number 2 is not force to other opinions. Number 3, be focused on the topic. Number 4, no cutting someone's talk. Number 5, prioritizing other needs. And number 6 is doing as well as the value of Pancasila. Number 2, dear my students, number 2 is accepting the final decision. In this case, the final decision is like an agreement, the final agreement. For example, in your classroom, maybe, there is an election of the leader of class. And for example, your teacher will divide you into some groups, and every group has a representative of candidate, the candidate of the leader. If the result of the deliberation or musyawarah is not from your group, so you still should accept the result of discussion. Now, the last is doing the final decision. So after accepting the final decision, you should do the final decision responsibly and do as well as possible. This is your responsibility. This is your obligation during the deliberation or musyawarah. So, Ms. Lia would like a review in the value of togetherness in formulation of Pancasila. There are 3. Number 1 is respecting other opinions. Number 2 is accepting the final decision. Number 3 is doing the final decision. Okay, thank you. The next discussion is about general election. Dear my students, herewith general election is the manifestation of democracy system in Indonesia. You know that democracy means that the highest power is in the hands of the people. Jadi demokrasi itu adalah di mana seluruh kekuatan berada di tangan rakyat. So the general election here is the manifestation of democracy system. It is held every 5 years. Through the general election, people would like to vote the people who are trusted in holding state power. Jadi melalui pemilu ini, anak-anak, seseorang akan memilih perwakilannya, ya, yang akan duduk di pemerintahan. There are 2 important kinds that should be attention in this general election. Number 1 is election objectives. Number 2 is election principle. Election objective. Jadi ada beberapa yang harus dipilih dalam election objective. There are 5 election objective. What are they? DPR or People's Legislative Assembly, and then DPD or Regional Representative Council, the President and the Vice President, and the last is DPRD or Regional People's Representatives. Next is election principle. During the election, we should do this. Yeah, there are 6 terms or 6 activities, and Miss Lia would like to make a short way to make easier for you to memorize. What are the election principle? Jadi prinsip-prinsip dalam pemilihan umum in bahasa is luber and jurdil, langsung, umum, bebas, rahasia, jujur, dan adil. I would like to explain one by one. Langsung or direct means that each voter directly votes without an intermediary. Jadi pemilih akan langsung memilih tanpa perantara. Number 2 is general or umum, means that the election applies to all Indonesian citizens who have fulfilled the requirements without distinguishing their origin. Ya, jadi semua warga negara Indonesia memiliki hak ya yang sama untuk memilih jika mereka sudah ya sesuai dengan syarat-syaratnya. Free or bebas means that every voter can use his rights in accordance with his conscience without any pressure, ya, tanpa ada tekanan. Next is jujur or honest, ya, dilakukan dengan jujur, nak, ya, dalam pemilihan itu. The last is fair or adil. Okay, do you still remember this? Luber and jurdil, langsung, umum, bebas, rahasia, jujur, dan adil. Once more, Ms. Lia would like to review. In general election is the manifestation of democracy system. There are 2 important kinds. One is election objective and the second is election principle. Election objective, there are 5 objectives: DPR, DPRD, DPD, President and Vice President. Number 2 is the principle of election. There are 6: free, luber, langsung, umum, bebas, rahasia, jurdil, jujur, dan adil. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think it is enough for our discussion today. Hopefully you understand about the materials of citizenship. From the first material, we studied about the freedom of organization, and the second one is about togetherness, the value of togetherness in formulation of Pancasila, and the last is about the general election. All three materials has a high relationship to each other. Okay, thank you very much. Let's say Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.